Dedicated to a girl in California, and she's a singer and got her own band and everything. Sticky Vicky and the Pine Cones. And she likes the song. I learned this song from an old friend of mine, a banjo picker from Oregon, Daryl Adams. Daryl Adams was living in a cave in Topanga Canyon. This was back in 1954. I went out there with Woody Guthrie in a car, an old Buick. It wasn't old then, of course, but it was Billy Fair was driving the car, a 5-string banjo picker. And there was Woody and myself and tenor sax player from Mississippi by the name of Brew Moore. Brew was riding shotgun. Billy was driving. Woody and I rode in the back seat most of the time. I think Billy let me drive the car a little bit coming through Indiana. But then he hogged the wheel the whole rest of the way out. We stopped in Oklahoma, visited Woody's hometown, Okemah, Oklahoma. Narrowly averted getting in a fight. It was late at night. I missed out on the fight part. I was sleeping in the back seat. They went out to get some coffee in a cafe. Somebody recognized Woody from years ago. Started being abusive. They just narrowly got Woody in the car, and we took off and ended up stopping to sleep outside town somewhere, a few miles away. And I heard about the near fight and the near miss later in the morning. We woke up, it was about 6 o'clock in the morning, the sun was coming up. Woody and I walked up and down the road to kind of stretch our legs and get waked up. There was an old Indian walking down the road there. And Woody saw him and he spoke. He says, "You know Charlie Guthrie?" And he says, "Yeah." He says, "I used to know Charlie Guthrie. He lived in a house up there on the hill right there." And he pointed up the hill there. And Woody said, "I'm his boy." And I thought that seemed really funny to me because I was about 20 years old and Woody was 40, and he had a beard and he looked like he was 100 to me. I'm his boy. This was hooking up with hometown people. Especially nice after having had that abusive time the night before in the cafe that I missed. We ended up in California, and I heard stories about Daryl Adams, the kind of a cave dweller, and he had a little kind of a Chinese chin beard, and he was sort of red-headed and very handsome with big square green eyes, and he played the 5-string banjo. And he was he'd been a logger and a cowboy out in Oregon, and he was a choker setter and a windfall bucker. Windfall bucker? Windfall bucker, that was it. And I know something they do. They have colorful language out there in Oregon, working in the woods, you know. It's dangerous work. So he was playing that banjo. This is the song. It's called the Cuckoo. Well, a cuckoo is a pretty bird. She warbles and she flies, but she never says cuckoo till the 5th day of July. I gambled in England, and I gambled in Spain. If I had ever gambled I'll win you next game. Willie, Willie, I remind you to drown your mind is to a gambler and lead me astray. Ah, the cuckoo's a pretty bird. She warbles, yeah, she flies, but she never says cuckoo till the 5th day of July. Daryl and I traveled around Europe together on motorcycles.